GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
GUVI, a vernacular edutech brand, skilling everyone everywhere.
तो अजय सर का पहला इमेज आपके दिमाग में क्या आता है?
Singham.
So that was the image I had in my head. So that doubt was there कि ये कैसे होगा? But then I saw a transformation in Ajay sir, and it was so amazing and so brilliant that I would say that it's unbelievable.
Things didn't work with Keerthy for this one because of the date issues.
No, not date issues. It was it more of that, you know. It's character-wise, I think Priyamani was more fitting into the role.
Got it.
Once I met Priyamani, I was very clear. I said, yes, she's the character, and wherever she's come in the film, जिस भी scene में आई है, there is she has lit up the scene.
I feel what Shah Rukh did with Chak there, I feel Ajay is going to do that or maybe bigger with Maidaan.
110%, but two different films,
Yeah.
two different sports. Of course, I tried that, you know, that we try to make a film which gives you goosebumps, which gives you adrenaline rush. At the same time, glory to India. People will go and watch both the films. Both the films are looking good, and let's pray and wish that, you know, both the films are big hit.
Yeah.
You know, big blockbusters.
Very fewer times do we come across a movie when we watch the trailer. We are so inspired by it, so motivated that you want to watch the film that very moment. And trust me, it's not happening a lot of times in today's cinema. But I'm so glad that happened with me when I watched the trailer of Maidaan. And today joining me on Galatta India for a very interesting conversation is the director of the movie, Mr. Amit Sharma. Hi Amit, how have you been?
I'm good, Rashita. How are you?
I am good too. As I mentioned, that is what I was going on in my mind, because sometimes when you watch the trailer, you don't really think a lot, you don't feel too much because it's just a 2-3 minute cut from the movie, you know. But if it's well put and if it actually gives you goosebumps, I was just watching it right here and I told Sujata that, you know, he's so good, like Ajay is so good in it, you almost forget he's Ajay Devgn because of the massive stature and the image that he carries around. In this, he looks like he is the part, like he is him. You know, let me begin from the start. When you make a project like this and when it comes, almost, you know, it's releasing now, it comes there and you start hearing praises even before it releases. Of course, I'm sure you've been going through that. Does it feel like, okay, the wait has been worth it?
Of course. And when the wait is long, and after that, when I hear these kind of compliments, even people who have watched the trailer, and after watching the trailer, people have given so many compliments that it just makes you feel really good. And also, whoever has seen the film, the response has been really positive and happy.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Fantastic. You know, I read somewhere that you said that I don't want to call Medan a sports biopic. I want to call it an emotional journey. I don't know much about directing projects, but I have had conversations with a lot of directors wherein, you know, when you are directing something fun, you are in that mood. And for a lot of months, you are in there. But when you're directing something that's like this, you know, of course, it's inspiring, but it's also very challenging and emotional. How was it for you? I'm sure it would have been challenging, but then when you put your heart and soul into something, it doesn't really feel that way.
See, when you're making a true story, your all the emotions are working in a very different way. That, you know, you can't go wrong in a lot of things. You know, that you have a responsibility on your shoulders as a director. So, and I'm telling story of Mr. Said Abdul Rahim, who's an unsung hero. Nobody knows about him. Nobody has heard about him.
Exactly.
Who's clearly the father of Indian football. And when you have not heard about him, so you can take a lot of आप liberties ले सकते हैं, आप कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, but I've not done that. a lot of research has gone into making this film.
I'm sure.
There's not much written about him. There's no book written on him and all those things. Maybe after this, people should write and people should, talk about him. And so, at that time when you're making a film on a character like this, I think all the part of responsibility which I said just makes you do things which are right, correct, and in the right form. So that is something which I've followed making the kind of casting, the kind of film I was trying to make. I've made it, and now it's the time to for people to watch it.
Yeah, you rightly mentioned not many people knew about Mr. Syed Abdul Rahim, and similarly when I got to know about Maidaan, and then of course as journalists we do our little research, what is the movie about, and when nothing had released, I think just one poster had released, the announcement one, and nothing else, and I was like, I was a little confused that, okay, is Ajay Devgn playing him? What is the story? How is it happening? Because to be honest, on paper or when you read, you don't picture Ajay playing the part so well, and it takes an immense amount of confidence and trust to actually take that risk and go cast. Today when I see him, of course I can say that okay, he is meant for this role, but you must have been a little, you must have had your own doubts. How did you cope up with that?
हम अपने दिमाग में we make one like kind of an image we make of all our actors, that ये जो हैं ये कॉमेडी करते हैं, ये जो हैं वो एक्शन करते हैं, ये तो अजय सर का पहला इमेज आपके दिमाग में क्या आता है?
सिंघम.
That was the image I had in my head, and also I had never worked with him. I had never interacted with him. ये था that Syed Abdul Rahim is a kind of character what I've researched on is a very different kind of character in terms of बात कम करते हैं और उनका it's a family man who is very simple man, who's not a who's not a bodybuilder or anything.
Of course.
So that doubt was there कि ये कैसे होगा? But then I saw a transformation in Ajay sir, and it was so amazing and so brilliant that I would say that it's unbelievable. That I said, I want to give you, my script is ready, I want to give you the narration. He said, okay, done. I gave him the narration. I said, I'm not going to give you a reading narration, but I will give you a heartfelt narration, my narration.
Yeah.
Because I will not read it out to you, I will tell you the story. And then I said that, he said, after listening to the narration, he said, what is there in your mind about the character? I said, I want to discuss that with you. And I think one conversation with him, and the next, I see him walking on the set. He kept Ajay Devgn outside the set, and he walked into the into the studio, and I saw the transformation from Ajay Devgn to Singham to Syed Abdul Rahim, and he went and sat at his position. Seamless, amazing, brilliant actor, outstanding. Wow. So, no, he doesn't ask, he'll not ask you too many things.
Yeah.
Because he says that मुझे पहले दिन में समझ में आ जाता है ये फिल्म कहाँ को जा रही है.
Correct.
He's worked so much.
Of course.
So nobody could have played this role.
Yeah.
And the kind of performance he's given in this film is, you will see it in the film. I'm very happy.
I can't wait to watch it. But along with being an excellent actor, Ajay also carries the label of a star, which I'm sure he has not created, but because of his immense amount of work that he has done, working for so long, it's been attached. And a lot of times we hear that, when you become like a big actor, a star, you do start giving creative inputs also when you're making a film. He's also been a director, so that vision would also have been there. How were the conversations like on set? Was he completely a director's actor, or were they like 50?
Totally.
Yeah.
Director's actor.
Okay.
Director's actor. Period. Matlab, he's a director also, he's a brilliant actor also, he's a superstar also at the same time. So all of सब चीज़ का एक amalgamation. into one person. Uh, but I think he just he said, मैं समर्पित करता हूँ तुमको अपने आप. अब तुमको जो कराना करा लो. So he's that kind of a director's actor.
You know, Amit, the casting of the film is very interesting. There's Priyamani, and earlier it was Keerthy who was going to play that role. How did that transition happen? Also, when you're at the position of directing someone, they're both incredible actors. Like their craft, I always talk about this. That we just met Priyamani and we were telling her the same thing. That your lineup, your work, it has been just so great. What goes on in your mind, because one wrong decision or one slight change later could not be very good for the film. But now when I watch the trailer, of course Priyamani fits the part perfectly. I'll watch the movie, know more about it. But when you were planning that change or that happened, let's talk about that. Was that risk involved in your head that what if it doesn't go right?
No, so once I met Priyamani, I was very, very clear. I said, yes, she's the character, and wherever she's come in the film, जिस भी scene में आई है, there is she has lit up the scene, and what an amazing actor to work with. आप जो बोलें और आपको उससे ज़्यादा मिल जाए और क्या चाहिए आपको. उनकी जो परफॉर्मेंस है, जो उनका जो इन डेप्थ, जो actors create, they are creative people, If Ajay sir is playing Syed Abdul Rahim, in my mind I'm saying, okay, fine, whatever I'm telling him he's doing it, but back जो पीछे जो preparation वो करके आए हैं, आप उसको negate नहीं कर सकते, The preparation what actors do, it's as important as directors' work in the film. So good thing is that when you have actors like Priyamani, Ajay sir, Gajraj Rao, Rudra Neel, it's many actors in the film.
I know. Yeah.
My whole team. When you have that kind of commitment is coming from all my actors, so you are on a happy set.
I'm sure. But things didn't work with Keerthy for this one because of the date issues?
No, not date issues. It was it more of that, it's character-wise. I think Priyamani was more fitting into the role.
Got it. Also these days when you talk to producers or directors, what happens is that one single complaint that everyone has is from a direction point of view is that when you cast a big star in a movie, a lot of the film's budget goes into paying them their fees, because obviously they also charge a hefty amount, and then the director has to make do with the remaining budget and make sure that you deliver the perfect version of the film. As someone who has been directing, you have a fair idea. You yourself carry a very good, goodwill in the industry. How do you see this as, and do you feel this somehow affects how the film is made?
A tricky question. Yeah, budget is something which we all need to consider, So हम लोग सब consider करते हैं और एक film एक budget में बननी चाहिए.
Of course.
But when you're working with a star, you know that, the film का इतना एक certain budget होगा और आप उस certain budget के अंदर there'll be a actors cost, there'll be a the film cost, production cost. So you work around, because when you have a big actor, you get big budget also, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's okay, I'm not here to question anybody then why they are getting so much money or why. They have worked so in this thing, they have worked so hard and
Of
so
course,
this thing.
no doubt.
So if they deserve it. It's
deserve
fine,
it.
absolutely fine.
Fully.
On their name, public picture भी देखने के लिए आ रही है ना.
Yeah, star part, that's
Star power.
definitely there. That is, that is agreed. How's Bonnie Kapoor as a producer? I've heard only good things about him.
Dream producer,
Wow.
आपको वैसा प्रोड्यूसर मिलना बड़ा मुश्किल. मैं खुद भी प्रोड्यूसर हूँ. I have produced बधाई हो.
Yeah.
Chrome Pictures is my company. बधाई हो produce करी है. I know what goes in producing films. So, but he's a kind of producer who will not compromise in giving anything
Yeah.
as requirement in the film. जो भी आपको चाहिए वो आपको हर हालत में मिल जाएगा. It's a dream to work with a producer like this.
Yeah, lovely. You know, Amit, when Maidaan was obviously slated to release earlier and it couldn't and it kept postponing, I believe this similar thing happened with my first ever chat shows. It was slated to release in August, it released in December, and for us, 4 months mean a lot because the actors go, they become unrelatable, and the conversations go, you know, they don't stay fresh. And when it released in December, I finally felt like, you know, good things take time and it's okay. Maybe this was God's plan and this is when it had to release. But I was also very impatient for those 3-4 months that it has to go out, it has to go out. When it was, this was a much bigger scale, this was just a small example, but when it was happening with you, did you ever get, you know, sort of impatient that, you know, this is just not happening, why do we have to wait?
मैं बोलूँ कि नहीं हुआ impatient तो गलत होगा.
हाँ.
Impatient तो हमारी फितरत में होता है ना. So of course I was impatient, but this film taught me a lot of patience, and in a positive way.
Yeah.
You know, so patience is very very important. मुझे लगता है कि हर चीज़ का एक समय होता है, और वो समय सही समय आता है. जैसे मैदान की पहले डेट आई, फिर नहीं, फिर आई, फिर नहीं, बट ये सही समय आ गया है तो अब रिलीज हो रही है.
You know, it's also releasing with another film, and Ajay and Akshay have been friends. They also share the Suryavanshi and Singham bond. According to me, when two films release together, I don't like to call it a clash because you get screens divided. Like you have your own screens, they must be having their own number of screens, and I also feel audiences will go into the theatre twice also in a certain weekend or a week to watch two movies if they're good enough. As a director, how do you see this as?
Coming on the same day with another film is something what is actually producers call, but because एक बड़ी छुट्टी है.
हाँ.
और हमने पहले भी देखा है, you know, in the history of cinema that, you know, on a big holiday, there's this time when there are 3 films I've released, you know, on like I don't remember, but you know, this is like long time back. There was this film where Roti, and there's another film. There are 3 films released on Diwali, you know. So बड़ी छुट्टी है और मुझे लगता है कि बड़ी छुट्टी में 2 फिल्में accommodate हो जाती हैं. People will go and watch both the films. Both the films are looking good, and let's pray and wish that, you know, both the films are big hit. Yeah. You know, big blockbusters.
I'm sure, because we need back-to-back hits in our industry, and we hope this one's also it. Lastly, before, you know, we wrap this up, when I was watching the trailer, firstly, I have to say this and I have to give it to you and congratulate you, because it's been several years when I have watched a sports drama, or, you know, even if it's not a true story doesn't matter. When I watch a trailer or a film, I feel those goosebumps and those, you know, adrenaline rush in me. It's just not happening since a long time. And to even say that, you know, this film's trailer gave me that, I think we've made it because it was long due. Now this question doesn't come from a place of comparison, but the same thing happened last to me was with Chak India. Because I feel what Shah Rukh did with Chak, I feel Ajay is going to do that or maybe bigger with Maidaan, because that's the kind of feeling I get. Do you feel the same way? Because it's been a long time since we saw something like this.
I'm happy to hear what you just said, that you know, looking at the trailer, you're getting goosebumps and all those things. 110%, like but 2 different films, 2 different sports. Of course, I tried that, you know, that we try to make a film which gives you goosebumps, which gives you adrenaline rush, at the same time glory to India, and also because it's a true story.
Of course.
And this actually happened, you know. All the players in the film, they are like P.K. Banerjee, Chuni Goswami, Balaram, Thangaraj, Jarnail Singh, you know, Arun Ghosh, Franco, all these players, लाइक यू नो वो जीते जागते लोग थे जिन्होंने जाकर वो गेम खेला और हमें वो ग्लोरी दिलाई और एक ऐसा स्पोर्ट्स जो हमारे देश में ज़्यादा पॉपुलर नहीं है वो धीरे धीरे पॉपुलर हो रहा है और मुझे लगता है कि ये फिल्म जब रिलीज होगी तब रहीम साहब ऑलवेज सेड वन थिंग दैट यू नो ऐसी गेम खेलो कि तुमको देखकर बच्चा बच्चा गली के अंदर गेम खेलना शुरू हो जाए बोली। तो कोशिश यही रहेगी कि इस फिल्म से पिक्चर देखने के बाद में वो बच्चा बच्चा आ जाएगा गली के अंदर खेलने के लिए और वो आपको गूज़बम्प्स, एड्रेनल रश सब देगा। सो आई एम हैप्पी।
You know, Amit, casting for every project is very important because it can either make or break the film. And here, there is not only Ajay or Priyamani or Gajraj, there are like players. We see so many people. To cast them correctly, that would have also been a challenge. And now when I see, okay, there was a vision.
I'll talk about Gajraj Rao. We have, last I worked with him in Bade.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And he's played that loving husband, and I think after that he's become that character who's loved by everybody, you know, everybody, and he's got so much of love and affection from everywhere. And I thought that you know it's time that you know he should do something different, and और एक great actor और एक अच्छे actor का यही एक सबसे बड़ी चीज़ होती है कि वो अपने आप को किसी भी रोल में किसी भी किरदार में ढाल लेता है अपने आप को। Or and Gajraj is that kind of a character. He can be loving at the same time. He can be menacing also. You know, and he's playing antagonist in this film, and he's a brilliant actor. I love him, and he's done justice to the role what he's playing. He's playing a character called Roy Chaudhary, who's a sports journalist, and he owns the newspaper basically, and he has his own things about Rahim and all those things. So, but the way he has performed, he's added so much value to the film because उनको इस फिल्म में इस नज़र से जब लोग देखेंगे तो कुछ नया होगा, you know. So that's why Gajraj Rao in this role. And then I have amazing 15 players who we casted from all over India. You can see the poster over there behind you.
Correct.
It's the criteria of casting these players were amazing footballer, brilliant actors, and हमशक्ल.
हमशक्ल.
So जो आपको फिल्म के एंड में दिखेगा.
Okay.
You'll see it in the credit roll and all those things. How similar they look to the original. Players.
So were they like professional actors or football players, and how did this happen? Combining the two.
So मैंने बताया ना, we did casting all over India.
Correct.
You know, some about 6,000 6,500 casting reels देखे मैंने, और उसमें से my casting director has done a brilliant job, Vaibhav Vishant, and he has gone to each and every part of India to find these players, because when I told him कि मुझे अच्छा फुटबॉलर चाहिए, अच्छा एक्टर चाहिए और एक शक्ल भी सेम चाहिए, तो शक्ल भी सेम चाहिए पे वो थोड़ा सा किसी का भी हो जाएगा. So he's done a brilliant job. So from Punjab to Bengal to South, all like you know all the regions, we have Haryana, Chandigarh, from everywhere we've got players, and जिनको एक्टिंग नहीं आती थी, मैंने कहा वो मैं एक्टिंग थोड़ा सिखा दूंगा, लेकिन फुटबॉल सिखाई नहीं जा सकती. Then we had it was a 15 months process of casting these boys, and then we trained them for about a year in football, and you know workshops for acting and all those things were happening simultaneously. And also I had a coach who was training them, you know, so in totality, you know, I had a brilliant team. My DOP, Tushar Kantire, and he's done a brilliant job in the film. And sports is shot by 3 different DOPs also. So a lot has gone into this
I
film.
know, I can feel it.
A lot of VFX is there in the film, which should not look like VFX, and I've tried that. And somebody saw the film and he said, "What is VFX in this film? Why did you take so much time?" So I said, "Okay, fine. That's the compliment I'll take."
Yeah, that definitely is a compliment.
So in totality, I'm a happy person. I'm in a happy space.
You know, I while talking to you, I do feel a lot of heart, soul, energy. You know, so much patience has gone into and love has gone into making this film. And I hope the wait will be worth it for you. I can feel it already, and we'll obviously all watch it at the when it releases on 10th of April. But thank you so much, Amit, for joining me. All the very best.
Film is releasing on 10th of April. Guys, please go and watch it. We'll be very happy. Hi, I'm Amit Sharma, and you're watching me on Galatta India. Keep watching.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
GUVI, a vernacular edutech brand, skilling everyone everywhere.